What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to my crypto journey. My name is Rodney, and today I just want to go over the Jake Gagain and Russ interview right now. I just saw it on Jake Gagain's live stream. If you want to watch the entire thing, I'll leave it down in the description box down below. Go give him some love, like his videos, all that good stuff. Probably my favorite YouTube personality, and congrats for you paying off all your student loans. That's awesome. I'm paying mine down right now, and I know how terrible, like the feeling of dread you have with student loans. But I came away from that interview very, very inspired. You know, I've been watching interviews with Saitamaguru Russ for quite a while now, and everything he says he thinks is gonna happen, happens, right? He's our fearless leader, right? And they talked about a specific moment when he was on Jake Gagain's podcast before, right around this area, right? When Saitama was starting to spike. Now, he said like right around here, this little small dip right there that people started running around with their hair on fire, right? People were kind of freaking out. But he said he never really freaked out about that. He said he knew what was in, what the company's future looked like. And look at where we're at now. And we're having a little bit of FUD right now, right? We're dipping in a little bit and people are freaking out, expecting Saitama to be doing some crazy things. But look at where we came from in just July. That's insane, guys. So sometimes you just got to zoom out. So let's get into the actual news. The first thing he touched on, like I just mentioned, is that Saitama's been doing what it's always done, right? He said, it's going to do this, it does this. So Saitama has followed whatever Saitamaguru's words were. So he always sticks to his words and things always happen, right? So I believe him when he says, like, just relax. We have a lot of good things in store, right? He talks about wanting to be the dominating force in the crypto market. And the way you do that is steady volume, and a key aspect is stability, right? One of the biggest knocks about the crypto market is the crazy, insane volatility. Now, Saitama does have some volatility, but it doesn't have the same volatility as other tokens do where they go up and down 30% in a day, right? It's usually like 5 to 10%, right? So that's pretty cool. So they talked about the event a little bit, how they want it very, very organized. There's a strict seating order and those sorts of things. And there's going to be a Tesla giveaway. So I didn't know that, but there's going to be a Tesla giveaway at the actual event. I'm so jealous. I cannot go even to like the venue. I didn't get invited, but I can't even go to Vegas because I have military orders. So that sucks, but I wish I could cover it, but I'm busy, guys. Duty calls, right? He said it's going to be very fun. So that's awesome. And the big thing he touched on was the Visa payment platform. So pretty much he wants to make it so you can use a system to use your debit card to buy Saitama. So it'll be like a PayPal system where you put your information in and then you'll be able to buy Saitama and all of the cryptocurrencies listed on Saitamask. So that's really, really awesome. Then he said there's bigger news about the medical field. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Integration. He said there's more news than we've been, hearing about online. He said we're just going to be wowed on how much they're going to be integrated with the medical system. So that was pretty awesome. Then he talked about the metaverse, virtual reality. A lot of things, a lot of other companies are doing. He said that they want a foot in that. He talked about like going to the doctors, drinking coffee, going to the concert in the metaverse, which is kind of interesting, right? Like virtual reality. That's kind of cool. I've never tried anything like that, but I think those kind of games and stuff are cool. So I wonder what that is. He's talking about like how during this conference and in the future, he wants to create foundations for partnerships, right? Getting cryptocurrency into real world case uses, into real investors, right? He wants to make some good foundations and then build upon those in the future, right? And Jake even mentioned, he's like, it's not out of the realm of possibility for this thing to kill multiple zeros. It's not, like many more zeros, right? Look where we were at in July. Guys, that's insane. It's insane. And then he talks about like how, Uniswap isn't easy for the average user. Like a lot of people cannot use Uniswap. It's just a pain in the butt. It's not user friendly. So that's pretty cool that he wants to do that. And he talks about how like Uniswap makes a ton of money off of like kickbacks and just fees. And we know about those Ethereum gas fees are kind of crazy. So it's pretty awesome. He touched on that and talked about like, hey, Saitamask wants to fix this problem, right? We want to make it so you don't have to go through that exchange, right? Can they be bigger, right? You can buy, it's like if they get more coins on Saitamask, they're going to be huge because people are just going to want to buy it with their debit card. They're not going to want to go through exchanges, right? That's awesome. Jake Gagain also asked about, hey, the liquidity is going to be unlocked because a lot of things we look for in community tokens is the liquidity locked. But Saitama is so big, I doubt we're going to have any issues with that. Then he talked about maybe creating their own blockchain, but he said that it might be a little hard because you need more manpower. You got to think about is it actually useful, time, energy, and effort, and those sorts of things. And then he talked about staking because people are always wondering about staking. But the thing he said is like, hey, on Saitamask, we're going to make it so you can stake Saitama. And then all the coins that are coming into Saitamask, they're going to have the option. He's going to ask them like, hey, make the staking feature available to our users on our platform. Like it'd probably be beneficial for them. So that's pretty cool. So all the coins might have the staking capability. I know people love staking coins. It's a good way to earn money. And then he talked about waiting for the CertiK audit. So he's in communication right now to kind of push them on. But he said, hey, the CertiK audit is the most like thorough and valuable audit. It's the most expensive and they take the longest, but that's because they're thorough. And he says like he doesn't really want to release Saitamask for any apps until that CertiK audit is done, because he would feel like too bad if even one person loses their money. So that's pretty cool, you know? So he doesn't want to really, he says, although we have the platform is ready, they have a fully functioning wallet, he doesn't really want to push it out yet until the CertiK audit is through, because they really care about the reputation. And he said that if one person loses their money because of a security issue, because we already know how many issues there are in Saitama today, not Saitama, excuse me, in cryptocurrency today with people getting their money stolen. He said he wouldn't feel good about that. So that's cool that he cares about that, you know? Some people just push the app out there and not even care about the audit, and some people would still buy, right? Then he just talks about the community, how the community growth has been insane. Like all these influencers, and there's like people dedicated Instagrams, people with Saita in their names, right? This is a craze, right? This is insane. A lot of YouTubers right now, a lot of big influencers have made their name off of Saitama. So Saitama has changed so many people's lives. And that's what he wants to keep doing. He talks about like, hey, the community is a large part of our growth. And he said, nothing spreads information like people making money, right? It spreads like wildfire. People cannot stop talking about making money. So he says like the fact that Saitama is making people money, that's why people want to talk about it. And he loves to hear stories about people winning. He likes people winning, right? And that's awesome. Because he says if he could see someone like that invested in Saitama who's able to buy their parents a home, pay off debt, you know, pay their credit card, a car off, you know, that makes him feel good. And that's pretty awesome, you know? So I think it's cool that he wants to do those sorts of things. And I think that's kind of really like warm heart feeling, you know? And let me tell you guys, like if you never watch one of these interviews, it's kind of hard to believe some of the stuff these people say, you think sometimes, but you got to look at like, because what is it? Past events form current trends, right? Or maybe it's the other way around, whatever that saying is. But every time you watch him in an interview, whatever he says happens. You know what I mean? Like, why can't we believe him this time? A lot of people are tripping about the price and saying that, you know, it's a scam and this stuff, like if they're not going to deliver, but you guys got to relax. You know what I mean? Like, look at where we're at. Look how far we've come. You think we're done? Absolutely not. This is all hype, guys. We got real stuff working for us now. So that's pretty much all the notes I got. It was a great podcast. Again, I'll go ahead and, a great live stream. I'll go ahead and link that down if you guys missed it. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. I'm fired up. I'm going to be watching the Saitamask event as much as I can if I can get time to watch it. But if not, I'll be able to catch it up on your channel. So I'll talk to you soon. Peace.